Alright guys, so last week Elon Musk made a huge splash with the release of Grok 3. This new version is a game changer, outperforming ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and other top AI platforms in benchmark tests. What's even more impressive is that Grok 3 is not only powerful but also free and open source, making it accessible for almost any use case. One of the most exciting things you can do with Grok 3 is to generate an unlimited number of highly qualified leads for your business. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to use Grok 3, specifically how to use its cutting-edge features to generate more and better leads than any other AI model out there. You see, a lot of businesses still rely on outdated methods like buying lists, scraping data, or doing everything manually, one lead at a time. The problem with this approach is that it's incredibly time-consuming, inefficient, and you're not taking advantage of the tools that can help you scale your lead generation to new heights. So let's dive into how you can modernize your lead generation process. I'm going to show you two different methods for using Grok 3 to generate unlimited high-quality leads quickly and easily. Alright, so method number one is not very famous, but you should know about it because you can find qualified leads on X using Grok. Method number two, this is probably the juicy one here, is to find qualified leads on Google and then enrich with the email address and LinkedIn URL. Alright, so what you can do with method number one is to find leads who are active on X that are seeking for your solution or service. For example, myself, I'm running a CRM software, so what I can tell to Grok is to find me some X posts / tweets in the last 90 days where people are looking for a new CRM software. And I'm going to use like deep search because it's way more powerful. So I'm going to click on press, and then I'm going to wait a couple of seconds for it to search. It's going to see its reasoning. And so what we can have from there is the following. Alright, so it's been 2 minutes that Grok done his research. As you can see, I have 69 posts where potentially I have people looking for a CRM. For example, if I click on Robin's profile right there, he says that HubSpot sucks. Can anyone recommend a good and simple CRM? So then it's very easy because I can just jump in the conversation, plug my product or your service depending on what you're selling, and then you have a bunch of comments, so quite a lot, like 56 comments where people are talking about like the experiences with CRM. So you have pretty much like 50 leads to go after. And so from there, you can either engage directly in the comments. I think on X, that would be the best strategy. Or otherwise, you can go on each profile and send a relevant like DM, or straight away add them into your CRM. Like for example, in my case, I would add them to my own CRM using this little button right there, so that the prospect is added to the CRM. And from there, I can do a bunch of enrichment and just target the prospect. So that is pretty much method number one. All right, then for method number two, let's say your target audience are lawyers in the United States. So what you want to do is that you want to find the different law firms that are in your target. The thing that is very problematic with this kind of website is that you need to scrape manually like each first name, last name, email address. And this is very painful because you need to do it on multiple pages. So what we're going to do is that instead we're going to build like a small AI agent to find not only the first name, last name, and email address, but we're also going to enrich the valid LinkedIn URL of each of these profiles. So let me show you how to do this. So what we're going to ask Grok 3 to do is that give me the first name, last name, and email address of all the lawyers on page 1, then page 2. So that would be the first step. And for that, we're going to activate like deep search. And only after this, we're going to like enrich with the LinkedIn URL. And I'm going to show you how to do it in a couple of seconds. All right, so after 1.5 minutes, we have the first name, last name, and email address of the lawyers right there. But we still need to clean this up and also to find the LinkedIn URL. So if you want to find the LinkedIn URL of each lawyer, what you should be doing is normally to put the first name, last name, and email address on Google and then add LinkedIn. So it will look like something like this. But as you can see, like it's very time consuming to then find the URL, then go to LinkedIn, then check it's making sure it's the right person, and then putting things back in the columns so that we have a perfect CSV. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna build like a small agent to do that for all the different people. All right, so the last step is to build a mini agent with Grok 3 to do the manual steps I just showed you. So as you can see in my prompt, I'm giving Grok like an example search, an example result, and the final delivery I want. So let's go and see what happens. So the good thing with like the deep search of Grok is that it gives you his reasoning. And because of that, like the first time you're going to do your prompts, it's most likely that it will not work. And this is what we're going to see together right now. It might not work, but because like he is giving us his reasoning, from there we're going to be able to adjust like the work you're gonna do. And so that way we're gonna be able to find the right LinkedIn URLs. And so as you can see right now, it's very tricky because LinkedIn, they don't like to be scraped. So as you can see here, like when he's trying to perform the search of Jay right there, he has a LinkedIn URL that prompts Grok to log in or sign up, which is not possible because Grok doesn't have an account on LinkedIn. So it's very hard for Grok to actually find LinkedIn URLs. And so probably like in this specific example, Grok will only be able to find just a handful of LinkedIn URLs. So let's see what happens. All right, so right there, if we try with Brian, I click on Brian's profile. As you can see, it takes me to the right Brian Lohan. So working at Clifford Chance, he's a partner lawyer there. Pretty much the same. If I click here on Todd, partner at Clifford Chance. And so most likely, if Grok didn't find the LinkedIn profile, it means that maybe it's like senior partners that are not very active on LinkedIn, but also that maybe he had difficulty. So you need to refine your prompt to make it better over time. But depending on the industry, you will have like a full LinkedIn profiles, or otherwise you will have like half of that or less in that specific case, which I was unfortunate. I should have picked a better case. So you see here, now we have a list of prospects, and what we can do finally is you can scale that to have like hundreds of leads, thousands of leads, and then you can finally ask Grok to put that in a CSV file so that you can import that in a cold emailing software or in a CRM software like mine. Once you start to generate a limited number of leads using the Grok free technique, the only thing you need to do really is to nurture relationships by following up with your leads, whether it's on email and LinkedIn. This is how I do it, for example, with my software, with like a built-in LinkedIn inbox, but you can also just engage with your prospects specifically in the CRM with this engagement feed right there. And you can even type for keywords that your prospects are using so that if your offer is, for example, related to lead generation, you can just type in lead generation and the software will propose you like a bunch of different pairs from people using the keywords you're looking after. And so from there, you can do targeted engagement to stay top of mind until you move the business conversation forwards and ultimately you win the deal. All right, that's it for me, guys. Make sure to try my sales CRM software at breakcold.com. Cheers, bye.